This is the Relevant Podcast.
It's episode 1133, 1133. You know there's some numerologist girl out there freaking out right now. 1133. And it's the Relevant Podcast here in Orlando. I'm your host, Cameron Strang. And joining me from Loverland, Virginia, it's Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
From Nashville, it's our managing editor, downtown Emily Brown.
Hey, y'all.
More on Jesse's condition in a moment. And from LA, from Social Club Misfits, it's Marty.
What's up?
Derek might join us. He texted confirmation that he was going to, but the podcast waits for no one. We got to get going.
When I asked yesterday if he was going to make it on time, he said, LOL bet. So that really is kind of open to interpretation.
Yeah,
that seems like confirmation, but
he also could have been laughing at the idea that you think he's going to show up at an unusual time.
Yeah.
And I chose the optimistic route.
Well, Jesse, why do you sound like death?
Well, I thought we were over all of this, but evidently I've contracted a virus known as COVID-19 once again.
Gosh.
And as
is this your second round?
This is, I had it, I don't know, the first time it was making the rounds. In,
when it was popular? Back when it was popular?
Yeah, I had it, I peak. I think I had it at peak popularity, Now that it's sort of faded from the zeitgeist, it's come back for me. So I'm, it's been a morning of just lying still in bed waiting for this to arrive.
You sound terrible.
I kind of has been feeling run down lately. Cameron, I think I was talking to you like on Tuesday night or something. I'm like, I thought I was just having a cold or something.
Yeah.
And I actually tested negative earlier this week. But last night it was like, oh boy, my throat feels like it's on fire and it feels like someone punched every inch of my body. So I should probably test again. And here we are. So
we're going to get a delirious Jesse on this episode.
Or he's just going to go away halfway through because he just had to lay down.
Don't say that, my God.
Not go away like permanently. I'm talking about.
I've taken so many vitamins right now that my concern is vitamin toxicity.
Have you taken horse vitamins? I think horse vitamins.
I've taken everything. I've taken any and everything.
Anything that looks like a vitamin.
My feeling is at this point in the pandemic, everybody could be right and everybody could be wrong. There's only one way to know, and that's to ingest everything in your medicine cabinet all at one time and hope for the best.
I think that's what most scientists say. Yeah.
You put everything in you, and then the right thing is in the mix somewhere,
and the other stuff will cancel out
it's
the other thing.
It's a flawless strategy. Yeah,
that's what I learned in science.
So this is your flu game. It's your flu game.
Yeah.
Emily, that's a reference to Michael Jordan in the NBA Finals. He had the flu.
I'll be honest, I was like, I don't know what that means.
He played during the flu. He played Game 5 with the flu.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, here's the thing. If Emily, if I God forbid anyone else, has to quarantine, but you could watch The Last Dance and you could learn all about that reference. Because here's what I'm only a morning into this. I was planning on going to work this morning, going into the office, but I have been sitting around and I don't know what to watch. Like I have every streaming platform, and I spent most of my morning scrolling, planning, because I know what the weekend ahead is, right? I know it's just watching TV and goofing and sitting around. And I'm paralyzed with decision. I feel like this is what COVID has become is what am I going to stream? Like, what show am I investing in because this is the chance. I'm not going to get it again. If I'm going to binge something over the course of a weekend, this is my opportunity. But I feel like the stakes are pretty high because if you get like 3 or 4 episodes in, you're invested. But what if you don't like it? I don't know, guys. That's
you could
the
do
main
a movie
thing
marathon.
I've been stressing.
Like a movie marathon might be a little safer.
This is what I've been stressing about all morning. Go ahead, Marty.
This is, first off, it's a great thing to stress out about. But let me tell you, as somebody who, new father, the last week and a half, I've had the 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. shift. And I'm at the point. So, obviously I'm up. I could sleep for 5 hours. I'm good for the whole day. I'm at the point in my Netflix and my Hulu. I have everything too. I'm at the point that you know how you like save movies you like, but you'll never watch them. I'm starting to watch those movies. So this morning, guess what I saw? Twins featuring Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger. followed up by Never Back Down 2, another movie. Remember Never Back Down 1? Yeah, but this one's directed by Michael J. White, which has no connection to. I tried to start this new movie with Kevin Hart on Netflix, and I didn't like it. I just stopped. But I will say I'm at the point in my life where I'm hitting all the movies that I never – The Hunt for Red October, like, you know, and then I'm following up with Twins, and then following up with – it's just like a 90s and 80s movies marathon. You just have to just jump in it deep, bro. Just jump in it.
Let me throw something at you here, Marty, because I like what you're on to. Because, like, yeah, I mean, the last time I've, like, truly binge watched something was on a long flight where I watched, like, 4 episodes of something. But I like the idea – I'm not a binge watcher.
Nightly, I watch 6 to 10 episodes of a show.
I rarely watch television. If I'm watching anything, it's basketball, like it's sports are on in the background. But I'm rarely
I'm
a
TV
watching
person.
television.
The second I get off work, I walk in the other room. TV goes on, and it goes off when I go to bed at 2 or 3 in the morning.
My TV probably doesn't go on until about 10, and it's while I fall asleep watching, you know, the TNT halftime.
What do you do all evening? You guys are always out doing stuff, though. You guys are very.
But we always Dana makes. Well, I don't know if this is interesting to anyone. Dana likes to make a big dinner. We all eat dinner as a family. Yeah, we're a board game family. Play a lot of board games.
Really?
Yeah, we love.
What's the game?
Right now it's man, I got the COVID.
You're doing
brain,
like new games then.
No, a lot of classics.
Oh,
Sequence is very popular in our house.
Never seen that one.
There's one where, dude, I can't believe I'm forgetting the name, but you like line up colors and numbers, and you have to make these. It's like different. It's similar to like dominoes, right? And you have to accumulate score. It's like a math game.
No, not Match
No,
Podge.
I could go grab it from the game cabinet. But anyway, we do a lot of that stuff. All that to say, it's not very.
So
exciting
you spend
evenings.
time with people, and for me to distract from my crippling loneliness, I spend time with people on TV. So there you go. You know, we're doing the same thing. We're doing the same
background just to feel safe.
But here's what, and I'm not saying that myself, right? I don't think there's anything all that virtuous about spending your time playing board games versus watching.
That's not true, television. Man. You are investing in your kids. You're forming a lifelong bond. They'll never forget this.
They get very competitive and often in an argument. So I don't know if we're doing more harm than good. It's a brutal bunch of. Do
you like play for real? Like, do you play them like you're an adult to another adult, or are you playing nice because they're babies?
No, that stopped a while ago.
Okay.
That stopped a while ago.
You're like draw four times type dad now. Like you're hitting your kids.
It is merciless.
Okay.
Well, games of it's funny you say that. My mother-in-law was here this weekend, and my kids and her were playing Uno on Saturday morning on the couch. And she came up. She was like, "I'm sorry, guys. I don't think these are the real rules. They are savages. Like, you know, they made her keep drawing and drawing it. Like she had half the Uno cards and my kids are just looking at each other like, there's no way grandma's beating one of us. Like, I think we're doing more harm than good.
Did you see I love watching the Uno Twitter account because like Uno posted, no, you can't play a draw 2 on top of a draw 2.
Yeah.
And somebody replied, "Thanks for the cards. We'll take it from here." You know, like we don't want your rules. We don't want your rules.
Yeah.
There are rules which are crazy for Uno. Like no one really knows that there are rules for Uno.
There's house rules. Every house has its own rules. But Marty, back to your point about watching what am I going to spend my time watching? Because I like that you watch Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger because one of my favorite things about a certain era of pop culture was when comedies had an irrational and unnecessary sci-fi twist. Yes. And Arnold Schwarzenegger was in 2 of these films. One where he was identical twins with Danny DeVito.
Mr. Mom?
Mr. Mom.
That's next on my next tomorrow.
Where Arnold Schwarzenegger is, for some reason, he still has the physique of a bodybuilder, which is never explained. He still has his,
abs with a baby. Like he has abs.
A Scandinavian accent, right? Like, but he's also
they do explain he's from a far off island. That's how they explained it in Twins.
Well,
but he's Scandinavian. He's like, I'm off the coast of Fiji. That's his explanation.
But then but then in Mr. Mom, in addition to having the physique of an Adonis that is never explained, he for some reason is the world's leading fertility doctor and decides to impregnate himself, and that is the plot of the film. I just love movies where like the pitch was, this is height. Arnold Schwarzenegger was the biggest action star in the world. And somebody walked into a movie executive's office and said, hey, elevator pitch, just picture this, okay? Arnold Schwarzenegger, action star.
Pregnant.
Thick Austrian accent that's never quite explained. He's pregnant.
Yeah. He had 3 back-to-back.
That's it, and he just walked off.
Of those. He had 3 of those back-to-back.
Here's $30 million. Go make it.
He had twins. He got $10 million. Mr. Mom, $10 million. Then he got Kindergarten Cop, $10 million. And that was like back to back to back. And then you know what he did? Saved his career by doing. I was watching the Arnold documentary. It's a good documentary to see on Netflix.
Yeah, I've seen it actually.
Good one. Then he gets Terminator 2, and guess what? Everything changed again for him. Or Terminator,
but it's kind of like
again.
The Rock kind of did that too with the Tooth Fairy. He did like a handful of.
You got to do you have to reach all. Like Vin Diesel did it. Remember he did the pacifier. They all have to reach kids too.
Yeah, but the thing is, I've said this before. This is my main thing about Terminator. Okay, he's a robot from the future, an assassin robot from the future.
Right,
made in the likeness of a human. Yeah. And he has to, and in the different movies, he goes back to the past to assassinate different targets. Why, in the future, did they make this robot have an Austrian accent? Either he's Austrian or he's English. There's no reason for the programmers to say, all right, we're going to make the ultimate killing soldier. Well, okay, what is he going to look like? He's going to look like a big, tough guy. Makes perfect sense. He's going to have a metal skeleton. He's going to be able to handle firearms. He's going to have an eye that he can look at, and it's going to die, and it's going to tell him all the information. Oh yeah, he's going to have an Austrian accent. They're like, no, he's speaking Austrian. No, he's speaking English, but he speaks with an Austrian accent, and we're going to program him like that.
That's genius. I never thought about that.
Jesse, go back to the classics. Like every once in a while, I'll just sit down and rewatch The Wire, or I'll rewatch The Sopranos. Or, like epic, it's great, but you haven't seen it in forever. So it's kind of new again. I think that that's the call.
I like to pick an actor, actress, and just go through their movies too. So you could do like an Arnold Schwarzenegger marathon, and your brain might rot by the end of it.
Them all.
We did this with Nicolas Cage.
I did that when I was like 13.
Got a good one. So is Robert De Niro. A great Robert De Niro. Just watch all his movies back to back.
Jesse, rewatch It's Always Sunny. You like that show?
I'm always that is a background show for me. Like if I'm eating lunch, if I'm home during the day, or if I just want something, I will fire up Always Sunny. I love Always Sunny.
It's a classic.
Curb. I'll rewatch Curb all 10 seasons.
HBO is the best.
I'm watching 30 Rock for the first time.
Great show.
Funny.
Yeah.
Great.
I was trying to get her onto it. I was like, you'll like 30 Rock. If you like this and this, you'll like 30
It's
Rock.
one that I've been like, it's like you were saying, Marty, like it's on my list. I'll get to it eventually. And then
it's one of those. You'll never
I got to it eventually. Yeah.
We have a great show in store for you today. I know I always. Coming up, we talked to Dr. Dharius Daniels. He's a pastor. He's a leader. He's one of the wisest men I've ever met. You don't want to miss that conversation. Also, at the end of the show, we have a very Emily game that we actually saw on TikTok and borrowed it. So you don't want to miss that. But stay tuned. Right now, up next, it's Slices. You're listening to Etta Marcus. The song is Girls That Play. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Mercy Ships. Globally, 5 billion people lack access to surgical care. In sub-Saharan Africa, there's only one surgeon for every 200,000 people. Mercy Ships provides free, life-transforming surgeries for people who have little to no access to medical care. They help the blind see, straighten twisted limbs, remove deadly tumors, treat cleft conditions, and so much more. With state-of-the-art hospital ships, they provide safe surgery to children and adults living with treatable conditions, and it's completely free of charge. They do all this work with an all-volunteer crew of professionals who donate their time and talents. Surgeons, stewards, nurses, engineers, and more make the world a better place. Your donation today provides free, safe surgeries to people in desperate need of help. All gifts are matched, so please donate today at mercyships.org/relevant. Hey, a little update. Derek's here. Please welcome to the show.
Woo!
Hello. Hi.
Yeah, we were wondering if you were coming because your only reply was LOL bet. So we weren't sure.
It could have gone either way.
We weren't sure if you were joking, like, yeah, right, I'm coming early.
Decode it. She's like, what does
you
this
told me
mean?
that, and I was like, I think that means yes. I'm going to move forward as if that means yes.
AI was pretty confident that you were going to be on, but the LOL threw it. It was It was just bet.
Go either way.
Maybe it's on. Maybe it's jokes on us.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. It's time for
Slices.
What do you have, Jesse? Oh, and by the way, Derek, Jesse has COVID, so he sounds terrible.
As of this morning,
Awesome.
Fun. Yeah, it's been a great day. It's been a great day.
This is the song that doesn't end. Huh?
You said this is your flu game, which made me think about Michael Jordan's actual flu game.
Yeah.
Sports again.
Do you think he played to give the flu to all the other players?
Well, if you watch The Last Dance, if you watch The Last Dance, he actually gives the real story, which he says it wasn't the flu.
Oh.
Because there was long rumors that he was hungover from like partying. But he set the record straight in The Last Dance, and he said that he was hanging out with some of his buddies in the room in the hotel the night before the game, and they were on the road. I think they were in Indiana at the time, and they ordered a pizza from a pizza place near to the stadium. And the pizza the theory that Michael Jordan has is the pizza place knew that it was the Bulls staying at this hotel, and it was players from the Bulls that ordered the pizza. And they had poisoned the pizza, and that Michael Jordan consumed a poisoned pizza the night before the game. Mm-hmm. That's what he says in The Last Dance.
But who else ate the pizza? Were they sick?
You hit exactly what I was going to say.
I think I don't want to speak. Derek, you watched The Last Dance, right?
I did too. I just don't remember this.
I saw the clips though.
I don't recall the details, but he seems to him, this is a matter of fact and history. This isn't, he says it wasn't the flu. It was a poison pizza, which I think is actually a way better story. But it doesn't work for me to come on the podcast and go, this is my poison pizza pod. No one knows what that means.
Anyway, all right. What do you have for slices?
All right. Well, I've made my feelings about federal government overreach on this pod known ad nauseum over the years. And I think they should, for the most part, just live our free lives as American citizens. Mm-hmm. But the federal government recently released new policy that is going to affect, every place in the country, and I fully support it. I don't know who at the U.S. Department of Transportation or the U.S. Federal Highway Administration specifically enacted this legislation, but I want to applaud them. This legislation makes it illegal. It makes it a federal crime to put little funny sayings on those electronic roadway hazard signs. We've all seen them. We've all been driving down the highway, and someone in the highway department is getting cute with the message. Here's a couple of examples. This was in Massachusetts. Use ya blinka. It's spelled like blinka. This one was from Ohio. Visiting in-laws, slow down, get there late. This one is from Pennsylvania. Oh boy, cringe even saying it. Don't drive Star Spangled Hammered. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
This was in Arizona. Hands on the wheel, not your meal. Okay. These are now a crime. These jokes are now a federal crime to make, which I support. I have a lot of thoughts, mainly one, who's recklessly driving down the highway in New Jersey and sees a sign that says, don't drive Star Spangled Hammered. And they're like, you're right. I had too much to drink. I'm going to pull over. Because of that funny sign, I'm going to rethink my decision to get behind the wheel today. Or like, yeah, I should be late to see my in-laws. They're not effective, but it's just bad comedy. This is the thing. It is distracting to drivers. No one's getting in an accident because they're guffawing at these. This is what they claim, that these are a hazard to drivers, that they're distracting. The implication is people are driving like, oh, I'm laughing so hard at this pun that I'm going to throw my car into oncoming traffic. No, that is not happening. These are just bad comedy, and they present no hazard. It's just we're better as a country than this. And I think, and I will hang it up after this. I think if you're listening, whoever and the government is in charge, come for church marquees next. They've been. Please shut it down. Shut it down. Okay? Free speech has limits.
I'm shocked. I know you're being tongue in cheek, but you're Mr. Libertarian. You know, the government doesn't need to meddle with my comedy. And you're sitting there saying they need to be the comedy police now. I'm shocked. That's big government.
Because this is anti-comedy. This is anti-comedy. I don't need the government doing comedy. The government stays out of comedy entirely. Keep them off the signs, government employee. You work at the highway. Great. Keep traffic flowing. Don't let a comedian do jokes. Okay. It's not how this works.
Would you feel differently if the jokes were actually funny?
It's irrelevant because they aren't funny. It would be like this. This is the equivalent. It's like someone at the the post office. Okay. Another federal employee. It's like, I could give you the mail or I could sing it to you. And I think singing's great. And it's like, no, just give me the mail. Like, I know what you're trying to do, lighten up the line here, but that's not the job. Yeah.
How do you feel about rhyming though? Like not like in Florida, the most clever they'll do is click it or ticket.
Yeah.
It's not like a joke.
I'm with it.
Campaign.
No.
No?
I disagree.
No click it or ticket?
No, it just says the law, it should state. It should state. In this state, and it should be long. Because that's how law is written. And you should be driving down the highway, and there should be a series of signs that says, in the law of the state of Florida, and then like another quarter mile, you can be issued a traffic citation, and it's another quarter mile. If you voluntarily unclick your seatbelt, another thing, while you're driving down the highway. That's how it should be done. We're a country of laws. We're a country of laws. This isn't a Mad Lib.
You only have 80 characters to really make something work. It's really difficult as well, and
What about some poor kid out there who their dream is to get a joke on these signs? That's the only thing they've ever wanted.
Get a better dream, kid. Yeah, if you're shooting, raise the bar. Okay,
dream bigger.
All right. What do you have, Marty?
All right,
I know it's an election year, and I try to stay out of politics. I'm sorry.
I got a great story. A passenger trapped in an airplane bathroom for an entire flight. So there's so many things about the story that makes me laugh. Number one, let me just tell the story. Passenger jumps on the airline called SpiceJet. That's the name of the airline. Red flag right there.
Nope. Yeah, red flag.
SpiceJet. He gets on this flight. He's going from Mumbai to another country.
Jet, bro.
Yeah, SpiceJet.
What?
That's the first. Like that's the first.
Is it owned by the Spice Girls?
It's owned by Old Spice. Just kidding. No.
No. You said Mumbai. That's India. So it's spicy.
Yeah.
Like Spice Jet.
But you don't. I don't do it. In Puerto Rico air doesn't. It's not. Gandules air or Platano air. So anyway, so this guy he goes to the bathroom. And he gets locked in his flight for an hour and 45 minutes. Couldn't get out. The lock broke. Stuck in the bathroom. The flight attendant really tried to help him out. All they could do was slip him a little note. He took a picture of the note. Luckily, I think he had his phone. I mean, that's why you have to go to the bathroom with your phone. But he took a picture of the note and it said, sorry, we cannot do anything. We have to wait for you to the plane to land. We're going to be landing in a couple minutes. By the way, it landed about 30 minutes after that. Piece of paper was slid under the door. But just imagine, I just want you all to imagine you're in India, you're leaving from Mumbai, you're stuck in a bathroom for an hour 45. The guy got refunded, thankfully. That's great. But he got stuck in the bathroom in an Indian flight for an hour 45. SpiceJet. It's a tough sell right there. I mean, I thought middle seat was bad. This is as bad as it gets.
I've had Indian food. Some things have
you're
gone down in that
everyone else's
bathroom.
spices on that jet. It's a tough sell.
Yeah.
And so, you know,
like, is this grounds for compensation legally?
I thought
false
so.
imprisonment.
All they did was give him, you know, India is a lot different than America. You know, America, we sue everybody. India is a little different. They gave him his flight money back, and the two went on their separate ways, never to be seen again. That's kind of what happened. But
did it say? I'm wondering about like the landing. Like, did he have to? How did he like strap
he had to sit
in
the whole
did
time?
He?
Well, he had to sit. Yeah, I'm guessing he held on to the handicap bars. And for me, the worst part about it is, you know, being stuck. I mean, flights are tough for anybody. I mean, anybody who doesn't, people who don't fly, they're like, I love to travel. But when you really start to travel, it becomes tough. So I can't imagine being in the back of the plane. Hopefully he went to the first class like plane, because that's, you know, it's a good bathroom. But
do you think SpiceJet had a first class?
Could be. You could be. You never know. SpiceJet. He got stuck in that bathroom, but I can't imagine being thirsty. Like what are you doing there? You're just on your phone. There's a sink there. Other people have to go to the bathroom. I guess it's the best case scenario. Imagine having to go to the bathroom and then you can't go. There's other people. But anyway, that just happened a couple of days ago in SpiceJet Air.
There's a lot of crazy plane stories out there right now.
Essentially, he's in a porta potty in the air.
Basically, yes. And you know how porta potties are.
That's really...
It's a hole.
Yes.
It's just a hole.
Yeah.
Did you hear...
He's in a porta potty for an hour and 40 minutes in the air.
Speaking of compensation, did you hear that Alaska Airlines, you know, the door blew off, right? They offered the people who almost died $1,500 for their trip.
Wow.
Stimulus check.
Oh. Wow.
Who's not taking it?
$1,500.
I would hit up a lawyer. I would hit my lawyer and be like, can I sue them? And if he's like,
exactly.
No, you just
These
can't.
reactions
Like,
are surprising to me. Jesse and Emily are like, cool.
Oh, no. I mean, they definitely should have gotten more than that.
More than that.
I would have to know.
Can I sue them for offering me $1,500?
Yeah.
Like, that would be the question to my lawyer. Can I sue them for that? Like, is there a way to add that to the original lawsuit?
How did they come up with that number?
Yes, that's another question. I saw Flight. How did they come up with these numbers?
Here's my thing, though, guys. When you get on a plane, you know the risk. You know, we have to go through a whole presentation.
Is that the risk?
Of what happens if a door flies off?
Is that really
No,
the risk?
the
We're all
risk of
sitting
the
there.
door flying off.
We're all sitting there. They have a photo. They have a
Taken off his
photo.
body, flew out the window.
And you heard about the iPhone that fell out.
Kidding?
And
Yeah, some kid's shirt, like a little kid who was doing this, and his little shirt got sucked up over his body.
But guys, when you fly, and there's a little pamphlet in front of you that has inflatable slides coming down, that is pictures of people sliding out into the ocean. Why do you think they're there? Because there's a non-zero chance that the doors are flying off here, and you're going to be lucky if you get compensated. You know the risk.
that little kid's going to have nightmares and trauma for the rest of his life.
Forever. So 1,500
he's going to have
cover it.
1,500 doesn't cover therapy.
And guess what? Now he's going to have a PS5. He's going to be okay. All right? He'll be all right. He's going to get the new...
How much would I bet if the airliners were like, hey, kid, we're really sorry, but we are going to buy you a PS5? He would have taken that and not the 1,500 with his family. Yeah, sure. I'll take it.
Most 8-year-old kids, you're like, look, here's the deal. Here's the deal, bucko. You can be subjected to lifelong airline trauma in exchange for a brand new PS5 in like 4 games.
Yes.
Every kid has been like, all right, what's going to happen? The door's going to fly off and your shirt's going to go. And what else? Is everyone
like,
okay?
Also,
Everyone's
fine.
Give you 10,000
miles.
Yeah,
that's usually what airliners do. We'll also give you 10,000 miles. I'm like, really? 10,000 miles doesn't really cover it.
I don't want to fly this airline again. Why would you give me miles? I want money.
Yeah.
That's
I want
what
my
I
own
need,
jet now.
All right. What do you have, Derek?
So a little change of direction. My homeboy Jelly Roll just testified in front of Congress for the FIND Act, which is a bill that's being introduced about fentanyl. So for those of you that don't know, fentanyl is a street drug that, well, actually isn't a street drug, but it's being manufactured in the streets and it's killing tons of people. A lot of people are mixing it with a lot of drug dealers are mixing it with other drugs to kind of extend the amount of the drug, so that you're putting it in heroin, they're putting it in cocaine, and it's literally lethal. Like small doses of it can kill you, and it's it's one of the biggest crises that we've had in America in a long time. And Jelly Roll was actually a drug dealer prior to being an artist. He spent time in jail, and I actually remember Jelly Roll back during those days. And it's just super dope to watch him stand up. He actually said, I was part of the problem. He said, I was mixing chemicals. I had no clue what I was doing.
Yeah,
I just thought
scientists.
he's like, man, and at the same time, he's like, I didn't really understand the effects it was having on his community. And he got even more personal because he has his baby mother, who has a teenage daughter with, is actually still on drugs right now. And he's like, I live in fear that one day I'm going to have that conversation with her about, her mom. So he actually connected with the leader of the Fraternal Order of the Police and talked to Congress to try to get this bill passed to kind of add more to really dive in on this fentanyl crisis. So kudos to him. Yeah, I love to see rappers and artists do good things and responsible things with their voice. This is amazing. Yeah.
There's a clip online, Mac Miller died from fentanyl too. It was laced, the whole thing. And there's a clip online where this other rapper, he's in the studio, this other rapper named French Montana, and he's got a bottle. Mac has a bottle of the real there's different types of fentanyl, but he has the real syrup, 100%. And even French Montana, who's always slurring, always a little drunk, got shot in the head. But even him, he's like, don't do that. That's it's going to hurt you. And then, little by little, people think it's a joke, and it's a joke until, somebody who passed away from fentanyl.
Yeah. It's a crisis. Opioid crisis, now fentanyl crisis. All right. Well, that'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, Dr. Dharius Daniels joins us. You're listening to Dora Jar. The song is Puppet. Well, today's show is brought to you in part by the new book, God, the Science, the Evidence. We talk a lot about faith, but how often do we talk about science in the same breath? You might be surprised to discover just how deeply the two actually agree. For centuries, science has been used to dismiss the idea of God, but today an intellectual revolution is underway. Modern discoveries in physics, cosmology, and biology are consistently revealing the same truth: creation isn't an accident. That profound reversal is what engineers Michel-Yves Bolloré and Olivier Bonassi investigate in their international bestseller, God, the Science, the Evidence. This book is a rigorous, evidence-based critique of materialism, inviting you to explore over a dozen scientific, philosophical, and historical domains. It shows that what was once seemed impossible, that science could point to a creator, is now supported by a vast and convergent body of evidence. With over 400,000 copies sold in Europe, this book is sparking a global debate. It's thoughtful, fascinating, and a powerful reminder that reason itself affirms the existence of God. Learn more and find out where you can purchase your copy today by visiting godthesciencetheevidence.com. Well, our guest today is Dr. Dharius Daniels. He's a pastor. He's also a certified emotional intelligence instructor. He helps people live out their lives to their fullest potential. We talked to him about purpose. We talked to him about negative thoughts and community. You don't want to miss this. Here's our conversation with Dr. Dharius Daniels.
Well, we're here to talk about calling and focusing on our purpose. But one thing I want to talk about is that sometimes we never start on our purpose because we're too busy looking at someone else's. We fall into a comparison trap. So I'd love to know, how can we avoid falling into that trap?
Yeah, this is one of the things. I'm just super interested in change and what are catalysts for real change, and how long does it really take to change? And, and I'm thinking about that, as it relates to your question. And for me, I could take a route and answer the question and talk about internal changes and emotional intelligence and all of those kinds of things. But man, I've learned sometimes that takes sometimes to fix something at the root takes a little time. So how can we cut off the fruit while we work on the root? A reframe is important here. So let's reframe it and help people see, hey, God won't help you be anyone other than yourself. So we might not immediately be able to deal with the insecurities and the tendency to compare and some of the questions that you have. It may take us a little longer to actually arrest and address some of that. But in the meantime, let's reframe this. The best possible route for me making the greatest impact is me being my authentic self. Like, it's not going to work out any other way. You know, like, we could go theological and say, hey, find yourself and find your root, your identity in Christ, and all that's important. But I really think, in my experience, getting people there mentally takes a little bit more time. And there's some things we can do in the meantime while we're working on that.
Yeah, you mentioned that this is something you had to work through yourself, but it took some strength to do that. Where did you find that courage?
And I'm going to be honest, of course, courage in Christ. So I'm not diminishing that. That's important. But I also found it in community. I found it in my relationships. And this is what I mean. I was amazed at how when I became aware of what was happening in me, and when I articulated that to people that I loved and trusted, that there were some of them, not all, and that's a different conversation, but there were some of them who saw that, who recognized that, who affirmed that, and were really great at encouraging that. And so I think my courage was conjured up from the community, the people I was in relationship with and being vulnerable and transparent with. And that just kind of gave me what I need. I'm not saying it diminished the fear. I'm not saying it even decreased the fear, but it encouraged me to take some steps in spite of fear.
I love what you said earlier about having good people in your life. How do we identify those good people we need to keep in our close circle?
You know, I am not sure, because mine was kind of experimentation. Like, it really was, because I think that and of course, I'm sure there are like signs, right? But for me, the people I shared, when I had this epiphany, the people I shared it with were people that, and I'm not saying they were unsafe, but they were people that had a track record of being loving, kind, supportive, genuinely interested in my welfare and my well-being. I just think, and I don't think they loved me. They didn't love me. I just think they didn't understand me. And they couldn't wrap their head around this version of me that was different from the version that they had such great affection for. And so I was a little surprised. And so I do think that there's kind of some experimentation. Like, there might be people that you think are going to be healthy and helpful and add value and contribute to, you know, some sort of transformation that you're going to undergo in that experience. And those people might not always respond that way or add that value. For me, my advice, or what I learned, is it would be to recognize that quickly and align your expectations accordingly. Yeah, like, once you kind of see they don't get it, it becomes I think it becomes a bit emotionally dangerous for you to keep expecting someone to get it who has demonstrated that they can't or they won't get it. But like, one of the things I felt was like this sense of call. There was a part of what I was repressing was like my entrepreneurial leanings. And it is a part of that. I just think it's gifting and calling, nature. And then part of it is nurture. It is literally all in my family. You know, my father does like 7 things, you know, my mom, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just my uncles, my grandfather, it just was kind of in me. And it was like, man, you can't do that and be a pastor. It's like those two things are conflicting. It's like you can't do that. It's this or that, not this and that. And that was just a part of my identity that I just repressed, even though I had a theological conviction. that entrepreneurship can be a delivery system for value. Like we're able to do this podcast because people created companies and created products and created services. And it is a way not just to create income to provide for your family, it's a way to love your neighbor well. I felt that and I knew that theologically, but when I began to share some of that with people who were like some other pastors who were mentors and coaches to me, they just weren't, some weren't as fond of the idea. Yeah, so that's what I mean.
You know, you mentioned that sometimes people will basically offer criticism instead of offering encouragement, right? How do you balance listening to someone's concerns while still moving forward in your calling?
For me, some of the voices that had different opinions were, like I said, proven voices in my life, meaning they had demonstrated a genuine interest and love for me. So I listened and I considered. But then I had to be emotionally honest with myself and say, now, after taking and because I felt like they loved me greatly, their words weighed heavily on me. I seriously took them into consideration. There are some people's words that didn't weigh as heavily because I didn't think they knew enough about me to have an educated perspective, or they hadn't demonstrated that they had a genuine interest and love for me. But for those that did, I weighed, I considered, and then I just had to be intellectually and emotionally honest with myself and say, okay, have I done what I think to be the wise and the biblical thing? And that is to get counsel. But it is counsel. It's what it is. I'm accountable for the decision that I make. And I had to be intellectually and emotionally honest and say, now that you've gotten counsel and you got various perspectives, let them contribute to the decision that you make, but don't let them determine the decision that you make. Because ultimately, you are the one, Dharius, in your family that has to deal with the consequences or lack thereof of this decision. So that would kind of be my encouragement, my advice to people. Kind of don't weigh all voices equally. But even when it comes to those voices that weigh the most, let them contribute, but not determine the decision that you make.
Well, you know, I'd just love to hear, how has your life changed since you started walking in your calling?
Well, I mentioned earlier the fulfillment. So I'm having a time of my life. And I was just straight up, listen, it's amazing. It is unbelievably amazing. But here's the flip side. I feel like I'm helping people. Oh my God, I feel like I'm helping more people than I've ever helped. And I'm helping them in ways that I feel like make a tangible difference. And so like one of the things that we did is entrepreneurially, we started this coaching company. And so like this is one of the things I saw, like even serving as a spiritual leader, is like we were teaching people how to pray who are having trouble managing their time. It's like, you need to have a quiet time. And they're like, bro, like I can't sleep. My kids are jumping on the bed in the 5 o'clock in the morning. One's hungry. One's got to go to the bathroom. I got a dog. I got a job. I got a spouse. It's like, yo, this is, and I realize it's like, there's a whole, it's almost like sometimes when we, instead of helping people integrate spirituality into their world, we treat spirituality like it is their world. And it's like, these people got kids and jobs and responsibilities. It's my job as a spiritual leader to read the Bible all day, not theirs. Like they got stuff to do. And so I began to see like the need for kind of personal development. And so we just started an arm of a company that kind of helped people in those areas. And then there was another arm of the company that we started that kind of not just helps people with their lives, but help people who want to help other people with their lives in that way. So we started a coaching and speaking company where we train and certify coaches, and we teach people to build businesses around it. So people are now helping other people, but they're creating now additional streams of income that allow them to actually make a tangible difference in the lives of people that they love. So there's this it's called the black tax. And it's a statistic that exists like within the African American community. It is like 75% of people households that make a specific amount, the amount skips my head, are either sporadically or consistently having to support someone else in their family. And part of that's just the result of economic inequity over decades and things of that particular nature. And so it's like, I would see it all the time. I saw it like I played college basketball, and I would see guys who would say, from my community, say, I want to make it to the NBA so I can take care of my family. And then other people come from other communities and be like, what do you mean take care of your family? You shouldn't take care of your family. Your family should take care of themselves. But it was just two different realities, and they meant well and they weren't wrong. They were just speaking from their reality. So just seeing people be able to not only make a difference in other people's lives, but to use what they know to add value to other people and provide a stream of income that can help now their grandmother not just be dependent on Medicare, or that can help their child who would not be able to go to college now afford to be able to go to college without being, drowning in student loan debt. Seeing that happen is giving me a different kind of fulfillment. I'm telling you, it's just like, it's been really rewarding.
That was Dr. Dharius Daniels. You can check out more of that conversation over at relevantmagazine.com. Okay, stay tuned. You don't want to miss this game that's next. You're listening to Leone Gray. The song is OMG. Well, today's podcast is brought to you in part by the new book, Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic. Author Jonathan Seidel knows firsthand how even believers can get stuck in shame and destructive habits, especially when it comes to one of society's biggest obsessions, alcohol. In Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic, he details his spiral into disordered drinking and shares the 4-step process he eventually used to break free. There's hope for alcoholics who become Christians and for Christians who become alcoholics. Find Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic wherever books are sold. What if you could change a child's life with just $10? Right now, thousands of vulnerable children in East Africa are suffering from jiggers. It's a painful, preventable parasite that burrows into their feet. Soul Hope is the only organization treating it through foot washing, medical care, and durable closed-toed shoes that protect kids long after treatment. $10 may not seem like much in today's world, but when we come together, those small gifts add up to big change. Join the 10 for 10 campaign. $10 protects 10 small toes. Visit soulhope.org/10 to give now. One small gift makes a big difference. Again, that's soulhope, SOLE, hope.org/TEN. Okay, I told you at the beginning of the show, Derek wasn't here for it. So here's the game we're playing today. I saw this on TikTok. Emily, were you able to find the TikTok user?
Yes. It was from a church called Sun Valley Christian Church.
Okay, there you go. Sun Valley Christian Church. I was on TikTok. I saw them post this. They were going around and they were doing, is this a verse from Lamentations or is this a Taylor Swift lyric? And I thought, this is a great game. We're going to steal it, give them credit and steal it. Emily went and she wrote this. So she's going to read the lyrics to y'all. I'm just going to keep score. So here we go.
Technically, I didn't write this. Taylor Swift or the writer
that's true. That's true. Taylor Swift and the writer of Lamentations wrote it. Yeah. You compiled it. Here we go.
Yes.
Jesse, you're first. All right. Is this a Taylor Swift lyric or a verse from Lamentations? Take it away, Emily.
I can't let this go. I fight with you in my sleep. The wound won't close. I keep on waiting for a sign.
Well, it's definitely lament. I'm going to go with the Book of Lamentations.
Taylor Swift.
When did we start doing the
Just now.
I'll do it in post-production. You don't have to do it live.
We need a button, with her
Go ahead. Marty, you're up.
She cries herself to sleep each night, tears soaking her pillow. No one's left among her lovers to sit and hold her hand.
I think that's Lamentations.
It is.
Oh, wow. That's a great lyric, too. Wow.
Yeah.
Are you
All
reading
right,
the
Derek.
message version?
I'd like to give these to like Jack Antonoff and just see what he can do with them. You know?
This is the message version.
Yeah, it has
so,
to be. I'm like, it's too good.
Yeah. All right, Derek,
Derek.
ready? Everything you lose is a step you take.
Tay-Tay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotcha, man.
Wow. All right, first round. Jesse's the only one not on the board yet. All right. Jesse's
All right.
up.
All right. I just sit here and wait, grieving for the living.
Oh, that's Lamentations for sure.
No.
That's a creepy line.
That's awesome. This game is
We're putting some
awesome.
respect on Taylor Swift's name, okay?
Listen,
That's great.
can I be honest?
Amazing.
For someone who's a self-made billionaire by the age of 40, she's got a lot of complaining she's doing in these
33.
songs.
So
Well, even more,
I knew
even
there
less
was
reason to
correction there.
complain. Even less reason to complain.
All right, Marty.
never be so kind, you forget to be clever. Never be so clever, you forget to be kind.
That's Taylor Swift.
It is.
Guessing. Okay, thank God.
Marty's got 2. All right,
But
Derek.
if you went to like an old evangelical mom's house and had that like in a little cross stitch thing above like the guest room toilet, and it had a Bible verse reference, they would not know. They would
No
not
one
know.
would guess.
Yep.
It is a song about her grandma, so she might have been inspired by that.
Yeah.
All right, Derek. This is why I weep and my eyes overflow with tears.
What? There's no context for the lyric other than that. That could be anything. This is why I weep and my eyes overflow with tears. We're gonna go Tay-Tay.
Lamentations.
Wow.
Lamentations. Right.
All right,
Okay.
round 2 is over. Marty's in the lead, 2-1. Jesse still isn't on the board yet. The points are going to change,
Jesse's
so
throwing
Jesse
up
can still
mid-takes.
catch.
I
It looks like you're throwing up mid-takes. You're like,
Are you blaming this on COVID?
I'm good.
This is your
I'm good.
this is your flu game, man. You got to rally. Here we go. All right, Jesse's up. Round 3.
I gave up on life altogether. I've forgotten what good life is like.
Lamentations.
Yes, finally.
He's like, eventually, I'm going to get Lamentations.
Yeah.
All right, he's on the board. Also, that's his verse of the day today.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's another one that hangs over my grandmother's guest room toilet.
Grandma is morbid.
She needs a little pep in her step.
Grandma shops at Hobby Lobby, though. So
No,
what they
that
have.
is
What
not
they have.
Hobby Lobby. That was
Just what they
she
have.
shopped at that. Nah, she got that one from Paul Washer.
All right, Marty's up. He's batting 1,000 right so far. So let's see what Marty's
Let's see if
got.
we can keep up with it. I remember it all. Oh, how well I remember the feeling of hitting the bottom.
I mean, Taylor's never hit the bottom, so let's just say it's Lamentations.
Yes.
Wow.
She would never
3 for
she would never
3.
hit the bottom. Just win.
So true, so
Yeah.
true.
All right, Derek.
The more that you say, the less I know. Wherever you stray, I follow.
Lamentations.
Taylor Swift.
Wow, man.
All right,
Guys,
so after
killing
3
me.
rounds, Marty has 3. Jesse and Derek are tied for 1. Now it goes to 2 points each. Jesse, you're up.
Okay.
We're doing 5 total rounds, so we only have 2 rounds left. Here we go.
Okay.
All right, Jesse. In our history, across the Great Divide, there is a glorious sunrise dappled with the flickers of light.
That sounds like Tay-Tay.
It is, finally.
Good.
All
Dappled.
right. He just
Give it
pulled
away.
even with Marty. All right,
There we
Marty's
go.
up.
All right, Marty. I made you my temple, my mural, my sky.
Man, I'm gonna say it's Taylor.
It is.
Oh wow.
Wow. Marty has 5. Okay, Derek.
Wow, you guys are finally recognizing the genius that is Taylor Swift. About time.
This just feels wrong.
This needs to be like a game that Jesse plays with his kids later on, like
Yeah,
game
yeah.
night type thing.
Yeah,
This is a
they
good
would
game.
like it.
Yeah.
They would actually
Look,
really like it,
cards.
and it would end with an argument and about who's winning. But yes.
Good. All right, Derek, you ready? Have you ever seen anything like this? Ever seen pain like my pain? Seen what he did to me?
Lamentations.
Yes.
Wow. All right.
That was a
well,
good- that was a tricky
the,
one.
the
That was
right and the writer.
That was tricky,
That was
bro.
tricky.
Like,
That was tricking me.
I'm like, she teed this up too good for it to just be Taylor
Good
Swift.
lyric.
ironically, Ironically, the writer in Lamentations is actually referencing Taylor Lautner there. It's shocking how unbelievable.
Okay, so last round. These are now worth 3 points each, so it's still anybody's game. All right, Jesse, you're up.
Okay.
No amount of freedom gets you clean.
Oh, that sounds like Taylor.
It is.
All right, temporarily, Jesse's in the lead. He's got 6.
Wow. I don't know if I agree with that
Derek gets
statement,
3.
but anyway. It's pretty
All right,
dark.
Marty. You'll find out what it's like to get drunk and wake up with nothing.
To be Lammy.
It is.
Whoa.
Either you really know Taylor Swift or you really know Lamentations, and I can't
I'm a
figure out
secret
which
fan.
one it is.
Read that
My
verse
wife
again, Emily.
My sister is like a massive fan of Taylor Swift, from the beginning, day one. My wife loves her songwriting, so we had to dissect Anti-Hero the other day, and I had to explain to her what certain things were. And
Oh,
I have an anti-hero tattoo. We'll talk about it later.
Oh, wow. Emily, read that verse one more time.
You have a what?
You'll find out what it's like to get drunk and wake up with nothing.
That was I actually knew it was Lamentations. That was our sermon on Sunday. So I'm glad it.
My mom has it over her bar, and she
Yeah.
in our house.
Crochet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Last one for Derek,
Life
even though
first.
Marty's won it. All right, here we go. Give Derek his last.
Okay, you got this. I'd meet you where the spirit meets the bones in a faith-forgotten land.
Tay-Tay.
There you go.
1, 2, 3.
She's
Wow,
deep
all right, well,
sometimes.
Marty
She
won.
gets deep.
She does.
That's crazy.
The reason I did
Marty.
it because I was like, I know I can do some deep cut ones.
Yeah. Jeez, man.
Yeah, you got some. Yeah.
Well, it's not me, it's Taylor. Like I've been telling y'all.
She's got. That's why. Never mind. I want another thing getting taken out of the show.
Yeah. Usually I wait for a post to just like take out Marty's inappropriate stuff. Derek, before you came on, he said something. I was just like in the middle of it. I was just like, y'all don't even reference what he just said because
We'll have to tell you when we're not recording anymore.
Yeah. It's a legit question. It was a legit question.
Oh, yeah.
I can only imagine. That's the funny part.
You'll never guess it.
There's,
Well, before we wrap things up, I want to thank Dr. Dharius Daniels for joining us. Like I said, you can check out more of that conversation at relevantmagazine.com. And for all of his resources and writing and speaking and all the stuff, check out DhariusDaniels.com. All right. Thanks for listening. On that note, we'll wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Derek Miner.
I'm Emily Brown.
I'm Marty. Again.
There you go. All right. We'll see you guys on Friday. Have a great week, everyone. And feel better, Jesse. Feel better.
Better,
Yes,
brother.
I'm going to go lie down.
Thanks for listening to the Relevant Podcast. Check out our features, interviews, and news updates every day at relevantmagazine.com. And make sure to follow Relevant on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest. For more great podcasts, browse the shows on the Relevant Podcast Network, which you can find at our site. And while you're there, don't miss the all-new era of Relevant Magazine. A new issue releases every other month at relevantmagazine.com.
But this is my poison pizza pod.
Relevant Podcast Network.